and the guy had a pretty big load on and was coming through, and I guess the kid went out in front of him, and he just ran, and there was not a lot of space under a forklift, and he like ran over him and drug him, and it was one of the most devastating things I've seen. I do not know you, but I am your brother.
You do not know me, but I am your protector.
I will run into a burning building to save your life.
Though I do not know your name, I will take a bullet for you.
Though we've never met,
I believe in duty and sacrifice
of self.
Your family is my family.
Is my family. Your life is my duty.
What's going on, guys? Time for another episode of Behind the Uniform. Super excited to be here on location in sunny Florida, out of Connecticut. Connecticut sucks, man. I like this state a lot. Are you from down here in Florida?
No, I'm from Texas.
Oh, well, that's America, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, we're out here in Florida for the Wounded Officers Initiative. These guys are putting on Heroes Weekend. We've come together with some incredible people. We came out for law enforcement today, and our friends over at Enforce sent us down to capture some of the stories of the men and women behind the uniforms. And I hope you're going to take the 2 seconds it takes to hit the share button on this video. So you look like you're in Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Can you tell everyone who you are, give them some background and some context?
My name is Griswold. I'm a police officer, or I'm a retired police officer from Boynton Beach, Florida.
Excellent.
And I did 25 years there. And the beard is, you go through 25 years of having to shave every day, basically, to not having to do it anymore. And I just kind of let it go. And everybody liked it. And so I'm just letting it go as far as it'll go.
Well, I guess I know where the name Grizz comes from now.
Yeah, well, actually Grizz is from my last name, Griswold.
Okay.
So everybody just called me Grizz for short. But
So
I
it's
mean,
not
I got
like
a million
Grizzly
nicknames. No, it's not Grizzly Adams, but it could be. It could be. I mean, it could come from that.
So the way we usually roll with this is we ask guys to tell us about a good day and about a lousy day, funny day. Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard to think of, like, there's tons of good days, but good days don't necessarily mean that, we did something great, I mean, they nicknamed me the bird dog because I had this uncanny knack to find the bad guys all the time, and I never gave up because I absolutely hated it when somebody got away. So it's like, everybody would always say, well, how did you know to go there? I'm like, because everybody rushes to a scene when they get a call. Let's say there's a bank robbery. Everybody goes right to the bank. Well, the guy's not there anymore. You know that the guy's been gone for 2 or 3 minutes, so you don't go to the bank. But everybody gets all that adrenaline, especially the new guys, and whew, they're all swarming the bank, and the bad guy's taking off somewhere.
Going through Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru.
Yeah, and sometimes we even had them where they would rob one place and just go down the road and get another one. So, it's like you can't ever just rush to the scene, and so they nicknamed me the bird dog because I never gave up, and I always kind of I didn't always catch them, but I would go 5, 6, 10 blocks away, whatever, and just start looking there if we had a description, obviously.
Sure. You want to tell me about a bad day?
Bad days. There was a lot of bad days. I've done a few things that made days bad, and I've seen a few things that made days bad. But one that comes to mind is I was the last 12 years of my career. I was a traffic homicide investigator. So all the deadly crashes and fatal crashes and stuff like that, I had to go investigate. And I had a 5-year-old that was run over by a forklift. And that's like, you have to put on a face and you have to deal with death every day when you do something like that as a police officer. And people don't understand what you see and what you go through, but it's 10 times worse when it's a child. And I don't know if it's because I have kids or I don't know what caused it, but, when you hear the story and it's just... Every cop on the scene, there could be 15 cops, and everybody's always affected more because it was a 5-year-old. But there was a 5-year-old. He went to work with Dad, and he was all excited. And Dad was busy, and he kind of got out into it was like warehouse district where there's like rows of buildings, and they all got bay doors, and there's trucks and forklifts and everything cruising through. And the guy had a pretty big load on and was coming through, and I guess the kid went out in front of him, and he just ran, and there's not a lot of space under a forklift, and he like ran over him and drug him, and it was one of the most devastating things I've seen.
How do you sleep at night after that?
Man, I had nightmares of that one. And you think that could be my kid, and I have 4 kids, so it was like, when you see that, it's almost making me cry. It was bad.
You go home and talk to your wife about that? Or?
Yeah, I do. I do talk to people. I say people, my family. My wife sometimes thinks that go a little too far because I'll tell my kids that. Because I tell my kids things that I see because I want them to know what could happen. And it's maybe it was a little harsh sometimes, but I would show them pictures of mangled cars and dead bodies hanging out of it and stuff like that. And I got criticized for it, but it was my way of trying to really stick it into them that you can't do this, you can't speed, you can't do all these kind of things, and you got to pay attention out there.
When you put on the news these days and you see all of this anti-police sentiment, and you know that so many of these men and women are going out there and going back home to their families at the end of the day, how do you process that?
It's hard. It's very, I have days where I want to just throw stuff at my TV. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to deal with. The way the world is today is just disgraceful, and I don't read the newspaper. I try not to watch news. I don't watch local news. Every now and again, I'll turn on Fox News, see about a certain situation. On social media, you get a bunch of, I'll see about police officers getting murdered and stuff, and then, you have to read the comments, and that's what I shouldn't do. But I read the comments, and I see some idiot posting on there, that's what he got, or that's what he deserved. That just burns me up, man. I absolutely hate people that, then I shouldn't hate people, but I hate people like that.
It's easy to do, man. You have hope for America?
Yeah, now that Trump's in office, I have a little hope. I have a little hope.
Good man.
You know what I mean? I really think that if Hillary would have got in, we were already way down and going further. I think we would have probably crashed.
When you come to an event like what we're at this weekend, when you see these incredible people and incredible organizations and sponsors and everybody supporting a group, oh, you're that guy? Sorry. Supporting an organization like Wounded Officers Initiative, how does that feel?
It's awesome. It's great to see that somebody does something like this. These cops, when they get, it never happened to me, so I'm one of the lucky people. I don't have to deal with it. But when a police officer gets hurt and they pretty much get like shunned away, and they're like, the agency's done with them, everybody's done with them, and it's not that, like, you have friends on the job that are your friends, and then if you can't work anymore and you're away, you still go see them and stuff, but over time, it's just like out of sight, out of mind. You got things that you got to do, and they just kind of get shunned away, and I think that really hurts them. So this stuff like this is really awesome. They get to come here, and they get to do things like this and meet other people that have gone through that, which I'm sure helps. I'm not a therapist, but I'm sure that helps them. But it's amazing, and then it was awesome that I got invited to come and see it firsthand, and it's awesome.
Awesome. Well, brother, thank you for sharing your stories. Guys, thank you for taking the 2 seconds it's going to take you to hit the share button on this video. You inspire people by doing simply that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. God bless America. Make America great again.
Absolutely.